emerged as a leading star of the 1980s and quickly molded herself into one of the fine talents of the big screen, all while staying grounded and uniquely humble among her Hollywood colleagues. On October 6, 1963, Elizabeth Shue was born. Elizabeth Shue's journey to the big screen began rather sensibly, and without much of an intention to make herself a Hollywood star.
It was a progression. It really evolved, but it started with doing commercials to initially pay for college.
Some of her earliest work included TV ads for Burger King.
At this time, we'd like to offer our sympathy to McDonald's and Wendy's. You see, the Whopper beat the Big Mac for best taste overall.
But soon, Shue began to consider acting as something more than just a way to pay for her education.
I just realized how fulfilling it could be as a career, but it wasn't something that I initially thought could be a reality.
She began working with an acting coach, and in 1984, she'd land a breakout role as Ralph Macchio's love interest in The Karate Kid.
I don't have much of a cheering section.
You got me.
The Karate Kid was one of the biggest hits of the year. A few supporting roles followed, including a regular spot on the short-lived series Call to Glory. Then in 1987, Shue made the transition to leading lady, playing heroic babysitter Chris Parker in Adventures in Babysitting.
The greatest thing about having a leading role is the nervousness of the challenge and knowing that you really do need to be in every scene, and that responsibility, I think, gives you so much added energy.
A year later, her star power got an even bigger boost with a role opposite Tom Cruise in 1988's Cocktail.
You were coming on too strong, too fast.
Oh, I was pushing you.
Well, you know, you happened to be there too. I thought that we had something going. I didn't play any games with you.
It wasn't a hit with the critics, but Cocktail was another commercial success for Shue.
How does a girl from Harvard University, majoring in political science, get a role opposite Tom Cruise in Cocktail?
Just like every other actress.
Next, she showed up in both sequels to Back to the Future. And after a fairly sluggish first half of the 1990s, Shue came back with a powerhouse performance in 1995's Leaving Las Vegas, playing Sarah, a prostitute who falls in love with a suicidal alcoholic played by Nicolas Cage.
This goes so far beyond that kind of hackneyed stereotype hooker with a heart. How did you go find her?
I found her from the inside. I didn't look at her like she was a hooker. I looked at her as she was a human being who was very damaged and very in need. And when I came from that, that point of view, you don't have to deal with those stereotypes.
Mm-hmm.
For her turn as Sarah, Shue was nominated for an Academy Award. But despite the accolades, her follow-ups would be far less memorable, though she maintained steady work. And in 2007, Shue took on a personal project with Gracie, a movie loosely based off her own family experiences.
The emotional truth is definitely what it was like growing up in my family with all these boys constantly